Here's where we are in present day in the disturbing case of Jessica Chambers, the girl who was burned alive. On December 6, 2014, a first responder showed up to the site of a car fire and saw something that would scar him for life. A few feet away from the car was a body engulfed in flames walking towards him with their arms stretched out. He said it was like something from a horror movie. This was Jessica Chambers, a 19-year-old cheerleader. She'd suffered severe burns to over 90% of her body, and somehow she was still alive. The EMT was asking her who did this, and they said that it sounded like she was saying something like Derek or Eric. But the damage around her mouth was so bad and her body was so burned that she couldn't move to form words. A flammable liquid had been poured down her throat and up her nose. She was in so much pain but pushed through to see her mom before she passed. And her mom actually told her that if she needed to pass on, it was okay. People began searching for a culprit because who could do something so evil? The autopsy showed that there was bruising to her chest area, indicating a possible SA. Maybe the person thought they strangled her and set both her and the car on fire to destroy evidence, only they didn't realize that Jessica was still alive. This footage is the last time she was ever seen before getting set on fire. Around 5:30 p.m., she went to a gas station around a mile and a half from where she was found. She also briefly spoke to her mom on the phone, and her mom said that she sounded kind of distant. It almost felt like someone else was there. And at 7:30 p.m., her cell phone data shows her driving to the area where she would later be found. As people started to look for someone named Derek or Eric, a jogger found her keys in the grass. The police tested the DNA, and it came back to a man named Quentin Tellis. Quentin initially said that he was only with Jessica that morning, but after police showed him cell phone location data that put him with her at 7 p.m. that night, he said that he got a friend to pick him up. Fact-checking this, police discovered that friend was out of town. Text messages showed that he made several romantic advances towards Jessica, which she rebuffed. And they had to find these texts on Jessica's phone because Quentin had deleted all traces of communication that he had with her after her death. Super sketch. He also had gas cans in his garage, but it's a garage. Though Quentin was charged in Jessica's case, but the trial was a mess. Who was Derek or Eric? People were really focused on this and couldn't let it go. A speech pathologist testified that her throat was probably too damaged to form words. And it's also possible that through all the trauma, Jessica didn't know what was going on. A prosecutor even allegedly asked a witness to say that Jessica had nicknamed Quentin Eric. And this is a huge no. Quentin was tried in her case twice, but both trials ended in a deadlock. But immediately after the second trial, Quentin was taken into custody for a second case. This was for the murder of Ming-Chen Hsiao, and she was found in her apartment on August 8, 2015. Police believed the 34-year-old had been brutally stabbed around 30 times. Authorities believed that the perpetrator did this over and over again until she finally confessed her PIN to her debit card, which Quentin Tellis was later caught using. Both Ming-Chen and Quentin's phones called her bank that night, and Quentin's was the one that gained access to the account using the PIN. Quentin did admit to using her debit card fraudulently, but he said that it was given to him by a group of men. And infuriatingly, the murder charges in Ming-Chen's case were dropped, and Quentin was only charged with using her debit card, and he was sentenced to 10 years in prison, which he's currently serving. But being connected to two different women who died in extremely graphic ways. That is a very strange coincidence. He was sentenced to 10 years, and I believe he'll be released in 2026. As of right now, there's no solid answers in Jessica's case and no justice. But if prosecutors want to put together a clean trial with clear evidence, they will have the chance to do this once Quentin's released for serving for credit card fraud. Let me know your thoughts on this case and follow my account if you like true crime.
Please subscribe and let me know what you would do in this situation. Be respectful.